Hi everyone, thanks for joining me tonight on this live. It's very unusual for me to be going live on Adam's page. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Rachel and I'm Adam's mum. And I set up the page a few years ago because we needed to raise funds for Adam's therapy. So that was the whole reason why we set it up, and I've left it open in the hope that it will help other families to get the same sort of support that we had to fight to get. So if we can help someone else to do that, that was the intention. Now, I've been challenged to be here tonight by another autism mum who basically said that mums need to hear how other mums feel. And if you know me and follow my business page, you know that I'm quite open to talk about anything. I will share how I felt as a teenager, I will share my experiences, and I will be quite honest and open. But the one thing I find really difficult to talk about is Adam's autism. And see, I like winding up already. It's still something that's very raw. 10 years on. Now, for those of you who don't know the story, Adam was born and there were no concerns. He hit all his milestones. He was talking, he was chatting away, and we saw the health visitor, and it was actually signed in his red book that there were no concerns. And then about the age of 3, just when his little brother Jack was born, we noticed that he had started flapping. He became fixated on trees, flapping in the wind. He stopped showing an interest in things. If we walked past a toy shop, he showed no interest in going in. And this happened very gradually, and I just had a new baby. So, you know, when you've had a new baby and you're not sleeping a lot, and it's really difficult to keep track on what's happening. And he started nursery, and someone had pointed out that Adam was making lots of noises, which he hadn't done before. So I went in to see the nursery teacher and asked if she had any concerns, thinking she'd just say, "Oh, don't be silly, there's nothing wrong with Adam." And I mentioned the word autism, and she looked relieved, which was a bit of a shock. So we went down this process of seeing a paediatrician to find out what was wrong with Adam. Now, at this point, I couldn't really believe what was happening. My sort of happy, chatty, sociable little boy had stopped talking, showed no interest in things, and he lost his eye contact. So we went to the paediatrician, and naively I thought they were going to find out what had happened to Adam. I thought they were going to do lots of tests to find out what had happened and come up with ways to help us get him better, really. But we went to the paediatrician and she wasn't really interested in what had happened. She had her chart in front of her and she was ticking off things, and she was writing down things like lines up toys, which just wasn't true. And it was almost like she wanted him to be autistic and then she could just sort of like dismiss us. And that's what we did. And at the end of the appointment, I just walked out because I was just like in complete sort of shock. You know, it's like no one's going to find out what's wrong with my boy. And over the next sort of year, he started to get worse. And it got to the stage when I picked him up from school, he didn't even recognise me, you know? So it was, he would come there and I'd have to be right in front of his face before he would like notice I was there. And at this stage, it was really difficult. No one was listening to us. We left one school because they couldn't do anything with Adam, and he spent practically the whole day stood in a corridor flapping, and there were no help. So we moved him to another school where the staff were really caring, and we went down the process of getting him one-to-one support. Hi, Tanya. And he ended up with an incredible one-to-one who's still working with him now today when he's 14. So he went through school not particularly motivated to do anything. Whatever we tried, he wasn't really interested in. And then we discovered ABA, and it was a life changer, because Adam suddenly became motivated to do things. So we had to go down the route of funding this, because the LA weren't funding it. So we remortgaged the house. We did a fundraising campaign which loads of people helped with, and we got Adam the support that he needed. We actually managed to get him into the local mainstream secondary school so he could go with his classmates, and that's been great. But it's coming to the end of this now, and we need to find something for Adam post 16. You know, it's like this fight is never ending, and there's nothing that's really suitable for him in this area. So the fight is beginning again. I need to get out there and find a suitable placement for Adam, where he's going to be safe, where he can work, because he is very vulnerable. He's still at the 3-year-old stage. He's not even meeting some of his 3-year-old targets. So for him to go out into society and to get a job, even sort of like collecting trolleys, would be really difficult. So that's basically the background to our story. So how does it actually feel to be an autism mum? I worry every single day. I worry that what's going to happen to him when I die, unless we put something in place where he has got someone to look after him. It's a very real worry. And I think from talking to other special needs parents, they have those same concerns. You know, I've got an 11-year-old son. I don't want him to have the responsibility of looking after his brother, you know. That isn't fair either. So that is a real concern. And I'm sharing these things because for people who see me, I'm quite optimistic. Adam is such a lovely, gentle, happy boy that people don't see all the struggles and the strain behind that sort of happy, you know, exterior. And I didn't want other special needs parents to look at me and to look at this page and think that we are sailing through autism and we're not affected by these things. You know, it's like my way of coping is to keep busy. I keep busy all the time so that I don't need to think about things. And it's only when people point out, like, how do you cope, that I suddenly start to think, crikey, how do I cope? Because if we go out in public, I can't take my eyes off Adam for a second. He can't go to the toilet on his own. He's like 14 and he looks like a man now. But he is as vulnerable as sending your toddler off to the toilets on your own. So I do spend most of my time outside the men's toilet shouting for Adam to see if he's okay. It's obviously not suitable to take him in the women's toilets. And a lot of places don't have disabled toilets. So it is a real issue. And the other thing that Adam finds difficult is he's watching his younger brother now going out on his own with his friends. And Adam's stuck in with me and his dad. And it's just like, you know, Adam, do you want to come to Morrison's? It's not as exciting as going out with his friends on their bikes, you know? So these are all the concerns that we have. And I know from talking to lots of mums that it's something that affects you all too. So I just wanted this page, we're sort of changing the way that I'm running this page, for it to be a safe place for special needs parents to come and talk about their concerns and to ask for advice and to know that you're not alone in all this, that there's lots of us out there. And just because I look like I'm smashing it, you'll see me sort of talking about Adam's achievements and you'll see the happy family photos. And yeah, they do happen. And most of the time, Adam's incredibly happy. For anyone who sees him in school, he skips into school because he loves it, you know, and he's happy. But I just wanted everyone to see that the concerns that are behind this and how things are going to change when Adam becomes an adult. So if there are any parents out there that have been through this process and found something suitable for their child post sort of 18. Now I know a lot of parents out there have open businesses like cafes and things for their child to work in, and I'm looking to do something similar really. I'm looking to get a house with land. My husband doesn't actually know all my plans yet. And open it either as like a free school or somewhere where Adam can work and be sort of fetching and carrying and things, but being in a safe place with other adults like him and with staff who care. So that's the sort of facility that I'm looking to create. So if there is anyone out there who has done this, or who knows if somebody else has done this and they want to put us in contact with each other, that would be great, because I've got about 18 months to get something sorted. We might have a few more years than that, but we're looking at about 18 months at the moment to put something in place for Adam. So it's all quite desperate. So you might see me on social media quite a lot in the next sort of few years, trying to put that into place. And hopefully it's not just for Adam. I'm hoping that it will benefit other teenagers like Adam as well, to find them a safe place to work. So if anyone can help in any way or send me any advice or information, that would be great. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'm hoping that you didn't find this too depressing, because that's not the intention. I just wanted to be completely honest and share what it's like to be a special needs parent. And I know that we have it a lot easier than other special needs parents. Adam's pretty good and pretty chilled most of the time. He does need entertaining. He gets up at 7 o'clock in the morning and he goes to bed at 10 at night, and that's an awful lot of hours to fill. He likes to know what he's doing for most of the day. So yeah, from that aspect, it is very tiring. I'm now 47. I'm not the most energetic of people anyway, and Adam is full of energy. So yeah, they are our concerns. So as I said, thank you for watching. If there's anyone that you'd like to invite to this page, please feel free. Anyone that can help us and we can help them, we'd love to hear from them. Okay, thank you. Bye.